Hey everyone, John here. Welcome back to Must See Episodes, where I talk about great TV episodes that you should check out. So, Victorious was a pretty decent show. So if you don't already know, Victorious star Victoria Justice as a teen girl who one day gets the opportunity to attend a performing arts high school. While there, she meets some new friends and gets in some humorous situations. One fun fact about this show is that Nickelodeon asked Dan Schneider to make a series about music and performing arts after seeing Disney Channel's success with Hannah Montana and High School Musical. So let's take a look at a great episode from this show and see what it is that makes this show more good than it is bad. Arguably the last good show from Schneider's Bakery. This is Season 1, Episode 3, Stage Fighting. So the episode starts with its usual set of establishing shots of the area the show takes place, including a shot of the actual Hollywood sign, and ending on an establishing shot of Hollywood Arts High School. We then cut to protagonist Tori Vega, desperately trying to shove her French horn into her locker. The sound effects here really help to enhance the comedy in this moment. We then see Tori struggling to play the French horn. Her friend Andre then tries and does great, so the audience cheers. This works here because they're cheering on the actor's talent for playing the instrument, as opposed to cheering on fictional characters who don't exist. This scene adds nothing to the story, but it's funny. Ariana Grande as Kat has a couple great lines. Can we all agree that she's the funniest character? We then cut to the theme song. I already talked about it in my list of the best Nickcom theme songs of the 2010s, link below, but dang, Victoria Justice has a great voice. In the next scene, Tori walks into a room to see some guy punching her friend Beck, so she jumps onto his back to get him to stop. According to a blog post from the series creator, Victoria Justice did her own stunts for this scene. It turns out that Beck and this guy are just stage fighting. Basically, it's fake. They're acting. But anyway, a little later, Tori gets paired up with the mean girl Jade on their class stage fighting assignment, so they have to write and act out a scene that includes some fake fighting. One thing I like about the character Jade is the way that it actually makes sense for her to be part of the main cast. She's dating Beck, so that gives her a reason to be part of their friend group, as opposed to just, say, someone who happens to go to their school. About 5.5 minutes into the episode, we get the start of the subplot, which follows Tori's sister Trina and Tori's friend Robbie. It only exists to give these characters, mostly Trina, something to do in the episode, and it's not the reason to watch the episode, but it's a pretty funny story. In short, Robbie and Trina audition for a play together. They have to kiss for the audition, and after they do, Robbie becomes convinced that Trina loves him.
She didn't.
But back to the main plot. So Tori is worried that Jay is going to hit her for real during the fake fight. She tells this to Andre and Kat. Andre tries to convince her that she won't. Kat isn't very helpful though, as instead of listening, she just throws out a couple random hilarious thoughts that pop into her head. The random humor works here because of who it comes from. It fits in with her character.
My dog is a black nose. It's so cute. It's like a baby meatball.
Meatballs are brown.
You're so mean to me.
The episode does a good job with putting the viewer, you, in the same headspace as Tori. But then the episode does something different, and subverts your expectations with a scene where Jade accuses Tori of hitting her for real during the fake fight. And when you watch the moment play out, it really does look like that's the case, despite the fact that Tori swears that she didn't touch her. And I'll just tell you right now, spoilers, she didn't. By the way, the Victorious Wiki page for this episode says there's a goof in this scene. It says that when Tori hurts Jade, the makeup appears already. I would argue that Jade may have had a brief moment to smear it on her eye when she went to take off her hat. So, maybe no goof. But one aspect that makes this story work is that you as the viewer could actually see how Tori may have actually hit Jade, if not accidentally. Part of this comes from the strong acting from the character Jade, which is of course actually the talented performance of Elizabeth Gillies, playing a character, also sort of playing a character, which I hear is tough to do. But back to the subplot for a minute. So Robbie shows up at Tori and Trina's house to see Trina. He insists that in addition to him loving her, she loves him too. She doesn't, of course. But one thing I actually do appreciate about this subplot is how they do give Robbie a somewhat believable reason for thinking this, despite it just being an acting kiss. He said that he felt a passion when the two of them kissed. Now back to the main plot. Tori gets brought into the counselor's office to discuss what happened with Jade. And there's this hilarious back and forth between Tori and a security guard named Derek, who's convinced that she's about to get violent at any moment. Very funny stuff. We then get this cute and funny little moment between Jade and Beck. It doesn't forward the plot in any way, but it's a good illustration of why Beck is a good character. They easily could have made him a character whose whole appeal was his good looks, but they actually made him funny instead. Then we wrap up the subplot with an interaction between Robbie and Kat. Robbie's final line made me laugh so hard every time I heard it. It's pretty priceless.
See?
I want you to meet my parents.
And finally, the conclusion of the main Tori plot. So Tori finds out that Jade faked getting hit, So does she tell on her to get out of trouble? Does she go get some kind of revenge? Actually, no. Instead, writer George Zodi IV does something totally unexpected and has Tori decide to be the bigger person and take the rap for it as a way to keep the peace between the two of them. She says that since they have to go to school together, it's better that they get along. Now, you might not do the same thing, but it shows some real maturity for Tori's character that I can't help but respect. Also, Jade is willing to help Tori with her punishment, so she does something nice too. And don't forget, this is only the third episode of the series, and as the show goes on, the two become better friends. Maybe this was an important part of that. And that's the episode. So that's all I have for you today, everyone. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Check out some more videos in the description, follow me on Twitter, and thank you all for watching, and have a good day.